Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Little Coders. In our last session we learned about variables and how to assign the values to the variables. This chapter we'll be learning about data types. So some basic data types which we'll be using going forward while writing Python code. We'll be learn about those data types. So without wasting any more time, let's start. So first data type we'll be learning about Boolean. So say x equal to true, y equal to false, and what we can do, we can write type. So now what we can do, we can try to print the type, say type x, and it says it's a type of Boolean. Similarly, if I try to see the type of y, type y says it's a type of Boolean. Type is Boolean. So these are Booleans, and we'll be using it often while writing the code for different conditions. Now the next data type we'll be learning is integer. So for integer, this is simple. Here a is an integer, b is also an integer, c is also an integer, and d is also an integer. Now we can test one of these data types. Print type, so d, and it says is a class type integer. So this was integer. Then next we'll be learning about float. Say a 2.0, it will be a float. B equal to 11.45, it will be a float. C equal to these are all type of float. These are all type float. Now what we can do, print type C says type float. Now we have another type complex. I'm not sure if we'll be using that often in our courses, but let's see how they look. Okay, so this is complex. How we define is like this. So A is a complex type and B is also a complex type, say J, 20J. So these are complex types. We can see what type of data they hold by printing type. So B says complex. Next, what we'll be learning is about strings, which will be used every day. So to define a string, we can do A equal to B. We can write like this as well. And print type A string, print type B, and this is also string. So this was string. And there is one more data type, not one more, there are few others, but one important data type is tuple. How to define a tuple is, in first bracket we can write a collection of values, say 3, and here A is a tuple, and we can define a little complex type of values, say in tuple. So tuple we have to start with the first bracket, so we give some string in it, we give some, say, integer in it, we can give a tuple in it as well, or maybe a big string. Python, and then we can also give a tuple in it, say 1, 2, 3. This is itself a tuple, so we can define this one, right? So now see, if I print type A says tuple, and if I print say type B says tuple. So this is how we can declare a tuple. Okay, let's try to print something from the tuple. Say we want to print B Okay, so the next data type we'll be learning is list. This is also very important. We should be using lots of lists in our future courses. So how to define a list? Instead of first bracket, we have to give third bracket. and we can give anything inside it, say. So this is a list. Just like tuple, in list also we can add any objects like it's a character, then integer, then a string, then a tuple, and then a list itself. Okay. Now, say we want to see what type of data type is it. So it says list. So this is how we declare list. Next thing is set. So we'll be learning also set. The main difference between list and set is a list can have duplicate any elements in it. Let me show you. So list, say we are declaring list, or I can change the name. Say A is a list, and we can put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3. So if you see, we have a duplicate element here, which is 3, and let me print it to see. If you see, when I'm printing the list, it is printing the duplicate element 3. Now for set, we need to declare set like this way. Instead of third bracket, we have to use the second bracket, and I'll be giving the same numbers inside the list as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3. I'm closing the second bracket. So B is not a list. Instead of that, it's a set. And if I print the type of B, it will show me that this is a set, not a list. And along with that, if I try to print the values of B, it won't show the duplicate element. If you see, the last element, it is no more showing because it's a duplicate, and a set cannot have a duplicate element in it, but a list can have. The last thing we'll be learning about data types is Dict. D-I-C-T. It's an unordered collection of unique key value pairs. So let's see how to write it. Say A is a Dict, and it will be similar to set, but it will have a key value pair. So set, how we were writing the set, inside the second brackets we were putting those elements, but instead of doing that, we have to give a key and then the value. So the key is 1, value is say 1, and then key is 2, and the value is say 2, key is 3, and the value is 3, and this is a dict, and then B, and we can have different types of keys. So for the first example we had key as an integer. For this example our key will be a string. So say A is a key here, and then the value is a list, say 1, 4, 5, and then the second element B is a key here, which is a string, and then the value is, say, a string itself, right? So this is how we declare dict, and then we'll see type A says class type dict, type B type dict. So this is how we can declare a dict. So I hope we understood all very common data types we use in Python, which will be used in future courses. So as of now, start practicing at least a couple of days, start working on these data types and try to understand and remember what all different data types looks like and how to write them. This is all for today's class. I'll be seeing you next with a new chapter where we'll be learning new things from Python. Till then, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.